All right, let's do this. Go for it.
Okay, so YouTube is where you want to start, right? And you want to grab the clip that you want to grab. So let's say it's this one. Okay, you take that link, bring it over to PowerPoint, go to Insert Video, Online Videos. Link it.
Nice. Okay.
Insert it. There it is. Now, make it as, you typically you're going to want to, for an older one, you're going to want to go down to 16:9. All right, so I'll do that now. Sorry, not down to 16:9, down to 4:3. You want to take the entire slide best you can. Usually it'll fit in 4:3 or 16:9. 4:3 is perfect. Okay. Now, on your PC, when you press Window button, Alt and R, you're going to get a screen recording of video.
Got it.
Okay. So one way to take a look at your settings first, though, that's your shortcut. But I'll take one quick step back. Press Settings and go into your settings, and you're going to see all your captures right here, right? And your settings for your captures, your video captures. So this is the easy way to, basically what we're doing here is pulling stuff off of YouTube easily. It's not easy to pull it off any other way. I've tried. Okay. If you find a better way, please let me know. You want to make sure that you're not recording the background. Okay, you want that off.
Okay, so let's go. Because I have an NVIDIA card. When I do Alt R, it gives me the performance overlay.
Three buttons: Windows button, Alt, and R.
Yeah, but it all it does is, it doesn't. That shortcut brings up the NVIDIA performance thing for me.
Let's make sure yours is active. Go to Settings, and then Xbox Game Bar, and make sure it's enabled on. And then in here, you can also probably change your shortcut as well if you want to. Yeah, you can.
Okay, it says my game bar is on.
Cool.
Open Xbox using this button as a controller.
Now down here is what you're looking for.
Okay, so also mine, to edit the Xbox game bar shortcuts, press Windows logo key plus G. Windows G.
Ah, okay, got it. Heard.
That still doesn't work for me. Let's see. That's a graphic setting. Windows G. Start Xbox Game settings. Maybe because I'm on Windows 11, it operates a little differently.
Maybe. I just left Windows 11 after some disasters.
Xbox.
Went back to 10.
Okay, so now this opened the Windows Xbox Game Bar app. You just by typing in Windows Game Bar in the search.
If you have a way to do it, that's good. And you probably should have to play around to make sure that you have an uninterrupted, meaning perfect looking and sounding clip. Do you want to skip by this step for now, or do you want to hang with it?
No. Go ahead and do it. I'm sure there's other ways to get a video capture, so I'll figure that part out. So go ahead.
Okay. So I go back, and now I just go to a slide show from current slide. Okay. Now, you want to make sure it's set up like we said before, where it's not getting background audio. There's also a setting to make sure it doesn't capture your mouse movements. And Lord knows if I know where that setting is. I forget at this point. It's in here someplace. down at the bottom, capture mouse cursor and recordings off.
Okay.
In captures, because you want it. Obviously, you want a very clean looking.
Okay, I have a program I've used online that will capture a YouTube clip and save it as an MP4. Will that help?
Yes, it should help, but Premiere Pro is very, very picky. That's one of its major issues is importing. It might work, it might not. It depends.
Got it.
MP4
The
it depends
copyright
on
stuff?
the codecs, really. It depends on
Yeah.
the yeah. And I've tried to figure it out. It's just beyond my. I'm not a graphic designer, it's just beyond my ability to figure.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So show me this way. That's fine.
So from current slide, you do the slideshow, and I'm going to begin recording now, because I can always edit it later, right? So
Right.
we're going to let this go. And ideally, it depends on
it would be the only thing running when you're recording, and not like us at the bottom of the bar talking or whatever.
Right, it's not capturing any of that. Now you get this YouTube stuff here, right?
Right.
This is an older version, but of the opening, but you get the point. I'll stop recording now. So now I have a recording. Those recordings are going to sit in your back in your settings, back on Xbox Game Bar. No, where is it? In Captures. It'll take you straight to the folder there. And there's your recordings pop up.
Got it.
Okay, so the one we just did is right here.
Perfect. Okay.
When it comes to that 1982 one that I was doing, there is a little bit of YouTube stuff in the beginning that I just sort of edit out in Premiere Pro. I just sort of delay the video. The music starts just a little bit before the video because of that YouTube muck that you get in the beginning, right? All the stuff along the outside, the borders.
Right.
That makes sense so far?
Yeah. So get your MP4. Now, how do you attach that to your YouTube stream?
Oh, sorry, I had you muted for some reason. What'd you say?
Oh, I said okay. So that's how we get the MP4. Now, how do we attach that to the beginning of a streaming recording of a game?
Okay, so the game you'll grab in your StreamYard. So what we've done is captured this particular MP4, right? Then we're going to capture other ones that you might want to bring in this same way. You might also want to do some graphics work. I do a lot of it in PowerPoint. It's all I really need. Like I could do that USS that flag thing you saw in here, and it looks great. And I capture it the same way, right? The same exact way. I just do a video screenshot, right? Did the same thing for yours right here, right? Where all I did was build a slide and then use, and just let me know if you need me to go into this, use animations to time when those words were popping in. Okay.
Got it.
I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but are you?
Somewhat. So this is still in PowerPoint, or this is now in Premiere?
PowerPoint. I'm just creating the media, right? So I created that one bit of YouTube that we're going to pull into Premiere later. I'll show you how to grab the StreamYard in a second. But when you want title slides like this, and you're going to want them like this one, right? And this one, the best way to do it, I find, is in here. You may have a more robust program elsewhere, but I get everything that needs to get done in here, really, and it's so much easier.
That's good. Right.
The animations right here and how they roll in. You want to focus on this part right here. On click, how long it's going to last. In other words, it could take a long time to come in, or it can be fast. And then how much of a delay. I always put a big delay on because when you record with Gamebox, you want to have a little bit of delay for the muck to clear away, right? So I give it a bit of a delay. That's the first move. The second move is Royale, right? That comes after the previous, meaning after battle happened, then Royale's going to happen, right? And that's going to be a quick one again, because I was just trying to time it up to those bells, and a delay of 0.25. It took me some time. I had to do a few iterations to time up the bells to this. The bells, by the way, I've also pulled from YouTube, Dennis. The bells are also pulled from YouTube. Same exact method. And I'll show you how just to pull the audio shortly. And then
I have another link that will bring audio in as an MP3. So.
Okay, cool. Then presents I did after previous again. So after Royale came the presents, and I did this one a little bit longer. I wanted to fade in just a little bit more with a delay of 0.25 seconds. Okay. So that's why it goes boom, boom, boom when you see it in that clip. Follow me?
Yep.
I mean, I could do a preview right here. You see how it's going to have a 5-second delay, and then it's going to go boom, boom, boom. Okay. So do the same thing. Go do the slideshow, do the capture. All right. Now let's go to StreamYard.
What is this saved as? What do you save this?
It go after I do the screenshot, it's going to the same spot over in captures. See PowerPoint.
So you're saving it as an MP4 after you record the video of it playing.
It does so automatically. Once you stop the recording, when you go to settings, open folder, right? Or you can go direct. You can navigate directly to the folder if you want. Folder if you want to. Anyway you get there, it's the MP4 is going to be waiting for you of your captures. Okay. You don't have to do anything; it automatically loads. I put all of these into a folder, my own folder. Okay, over here where I have all my clips.
Cool.
So, whatnot. So let's go to StreamYard. And this is the most difficult part of it. Not difficult, but it just takes a long time. So here's the Super Bowl. What do you do? What do you do to pull it? You pull it. No, I pull it from YouTube. I don't pull it from StreamYard. Sorry. So you go into your YouTube videos because you've already posted it there.
Right.
And you go to your StreamYards here. And in here, you could download it.
Got it.
Okay. And it's going to be a big file. It downloads. So now we have all the media that we need, right, for what we're looking to do. Now you're ready for Premiere Pro. I'm going to do a new project with you. That's going to be the easiest way for you to see it. Don't do productions. I've been playing with productions. Do a project one at a time. That's the best way to do it. So we have a new project. We'll call it Dennis. I hope it's thinking. I think it's thinking. Yeah, I don't know why it's giving me this one here. It's still showing me this one. I'm going to back out and go back in.
Okay.
If it lets me. It's a little program.
But I get the idea. You're creating 3 or 4 different pieces, and then you're going to bring one in, then drag the other one in, and drag the other one in, and then save it as a new video.
Right. And we're going to do the editing, all the editing in here. I don't have 64 megs, but I have 32. So, I mean, it handles it. If you have less than 32, it's a little bit difficult, I would imagine. All right. So here you go. New project. First place you want to go is down to this bottom left. Import media to start. Here we're going to pull in everything we just did. You double click in there, and it's going to bring up a box. And now you're going to go fetch the stuff you just created. Okay. So we're going to go to Battle Royale, and in there, I have the logo capture from PowerPoint. I have the boxing sound effect. What else did I have? I had something else, didn't I? Oh yeah,
The PowerPoint. Yeah.
The also the NFL Films thing, right? So I have that sitting over here. Okay, so there's all your media. Over in this section here, sequences. This is where you're going to drop your stuff. Just basically bring over that, and you can drop it into your timeline. The problem with it right now in the timeline is that it's not edited yet, right? We have all that beginning stuff and all that old stuff. So you don't want to put it in there yet. You need to first thing you need to do, even though it's going to wind up there, is go and edit it. So let's go to the let's go to this one. This is a capture of the Battle Royale. The 5 seconds at the beginning, and then finally you get it here. Okay, so you can play it, and you just, this blue thing is going to tell you where you are, and you can see the time right here. Okay, I backed it up. You can grab it, and you can just use your arrow button to back it up, and I can capture exactly where I want this to start. I decided I was going to take it 1 second. You see, it's 8:02. I went back to 7:02, captured it there, and what you're going to do is right-click, mark the in. All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to let it play, and now we're going to look for our out. When do we want it to go out? I forgot exactly when I chose, but I didn't want it hanging out there forever. I left myself, when I made the recording, room on both ends to do this, right? You don't need to have a perfect recording when you bring it in, because you can pick your spots here. I'm going to mark my out here. There's my in, there's my out. We'll just do one more for the NFL Films thing. That video has all of the welcomes. Come on now. Oh, it says 0. Oh, I see why. Okay. So there. Just double click it. This one has all the welcomes across all the networks.
Right.
So all I wanted was this one. So I went just to that point, marked my in, marked my out. Mark the in just for the NFL net. All this other stuff was all the other networks. Okay, Fox, CBS, etc. The NFL network started. And now I'm going to mark my out here. Okay. For the boxing bell, it's a really good example. Same thing, right? You see all this YouTube muck. And I just wanted to capture that. So you don't even need the sound. You can look at the bar over here on the right. It's going to show you your audio. So you could actually mute it if you wanted to. And you're just looking for that point where it went up, right? And you're grabbing however far out you want to be before it goes up. Now, you know, Dennis, that it's what I sent you is really timed up, right? So I spent a lot of time figuring out where to start these two, right? Where to start the logo capture versus where to start the sound.
Got it.
So they were synced up, and I was using this right here, right, to know how many seconds away I was between the two to time them up right. So now I'm going to drag them in. I'm just going to, because I won't do all of them because I think you get the gist. Now, what you're seeing here is the welcome. Now it's in this timeline. This timeline represents, if it was a movie, it would go on for 2 hours, right? Instead, right now, we're only going on for a few seconds. What you're working on in here is going to show up in this video screen, not this one. So this is where you put your ins and outs. This is where you're working on your sequence, okay? You can see it, and this is where you build it. You see V1A1, video and audio, right? Turns out, for this one, we want both the video and the audio. So we're going to let that be. Then we're going to bring in this logo, right? Logo comes in right after it. Fine. We don't want the logo's sound. By the way, there is no sound in the logo, but whatever. It's going to by default put it in there for you anyway. All right, note that. Then when it comes to the sound of the bell, I'm going to put this up in V2 and A2. So you have different tracks here. You have the V1A1 track and you have the V2A2 track. So if I ran these together, they'd all be right on top of each other. You hear them all. You hear the bells and you'd hear anything else that's going on because I have all the tracks in. It's going to mix for you the audio 1 and the audio 2 together, smush them together. So the question would be, well, how do I get rid of the video, for example, of this, right? You don't want this video. Well, when you click inside that, I pulled in this boxing bell, right? I click it and you see how these boxes surround here? Right click inside the box. It can be a little testy. Come on now. Right click. Believe me, it's right click. Oh, that's it. Right click. Come on. There it is. You want to unlink them. So now you're unlinking the tracks. So now you have a video track and an audio track. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to just hit the delete button. Notice I don't have them both pressed anymore, just the one. Delete. Boom. That video is gone. And now the bell overlays this video. But you see how it's not timed up, right?
Right.
That's why you go back over here and work on your ins and outs with your bell. You know your video's right because you got the welcome and it's running right into the battle royale, but the audio was off. So I gotta go over there and fix my ins and outs. And I would time it up. I go back over here to the bell and I fix this in and this out. Right? Saying, when did I I lost my logo capture. How many seconds in does the bell pop up, right? So I went over here, I went here and timed it up for the first bell to ring right there. And I noticed that at 8:04 versus 7:04, so I had to adjust it so that we had 1 second of time before the bell came in. So here comes the bell, right? The bell shows up. You see the sound enter. I'm looking for when it goes 0. Okay, there it's at 0. You can use your arrows too, by the way, to do real small steps, and you don't have to use the marker. Now you hear the bell starting. The bell starts at 5:15. I know I needed to start it at 4:15, right? You follow me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Are you sure? You don't sound
Yeah.
confident.
So,
Okay.
No, I got it. But
Okay.
the cool thing is that once you do the intro, that intro can be used in the next video. We don't have to do all this again. Like you've got that battle, the NFL music, the ding 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 with the battle royale presents. You can put that at the beginning of every video.
Correct. You can just save it as another one and just build a new. Yep.
So you're bringing that media in. So like in here, you could delete all these, and just bring in the one that you emailed me as the intro media for this one. Is that right?
I believe I can. I've never done it, but I believe so.
Yeah, let's try that, just out of curiosity.
Yep.
So get rid of all this and bring in the MP4 that you emailed me.
Yes. Well, can we do that at the end, just so I can show you?
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
So now let's assume it's all timed up and right. And now you like what you have. You can do some other things that you probably do want to do. Like you saw in the USFL clip. Let's see if I can pull that up easily. I'm not sure if I can pull it up easily or not, if I have to dig around. Let's see here. It would be in here. It would be in, I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. So the place to find this, hold on. Let me think. That's not it. Okay. Up at the top here, you go to effects. Audio and video transitions. Wipe. Pick your wipe. I forget the good ones. Sorry, I don't do this enough to know for sure, but just call it wipe. You take this wipe and all you got to do is drag it into the video. Right here. Okay, at the end, it automatically goes to the ends for you.
Right.
And now, and I think I already have wipes in here, but what occurs, let me see if I can back out. Okay, what occurs is, still got Battle Royale. Sorry. I don't know how to get that one in here. How do I get this project into my sequence? Things I don't know. Okay, but all right, so I'm just going to add it to this one instead, like I was doing. So I'm just carrying the wipe over, and now we're going to get a wipe. Watch. As you'd expect. Whoop, see that? See the wipe?
Mm-hmm.
You can set your settings on the wipe somewhere. Where is the settings? Is it in the wipe itself? Yep. You set your duration of your wipe. Sometimes you want a fast wipe, sometimes you want a slow wipe.
Gotcha. Cool.
And then you have all these other effects too. Dissolve, blah, 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 blah. All pretty easy. All you're doing is dragging them into your sequence. Okay?
Nice. Yep.
Once you're done, this is important. File, export, media. And these are your settings. Make sure you use these settings.
Okay.
That's going to make, sorry, I think this is a little bit off. Widescreen. That's what you want. That's what's going to give you the download or the upload you want to YouTube. Okay.
Got it.
Then you do export. It's gonna if it's a whole StreamYard of a game, it's gonna take a while, and that is the downfall. Okay, is that it's gonna take you a half hour.
Can you set the quality on this too, so that when you download, like you know how when you're watching it on YouTube, you can change the setting on what. I guess it's going to download it at the highest quality anyway. Just that matter of watching it at whatever quality you pick.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Here, whatever you had, you hit export, and it's going to land after it does its stuff. It's going to land over in a file that it's created for me. So, but you can see the path here. Okay, and it just lands in this folder every time. Then you can pick it up and send it to wherever you want to send it. Okay. What I would do with it typically is go to YouTube and create, upload videos, select the file, and grab it. So yours was I forget what yours was, but it was one of these. And I selected it, and it uploaded. Those intros take a second. The games take a while. So your export takes a while, and your import into YouTube takes a while.
Nice.
That is your downside. If you turn out, and I turn out not to do this often, that's going to be the reason why. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Because you love the instantaneousness of how it just gets from StreamYard to YouTube, right? Boom, it's up.
I do love that. Yes.
Yep. All right. Now emailing you. Got to figure out which file it is.
I got it right here. So so I have the one that you sent me, the link, and I just used my program here. I'll give you a link to this program. But this is what I used to grab stuff off of YouTube and save it as MP4s. You just put the URL in there and it'll download it.
Heard. Sweet.
Yeah, as long as there's not copy protection.
When you can, test it in Premiere Pro.
Yeah, so I just downloaded it to computer, and I'm going to import it into Premiere Pro in a new project, and then I'm going to clip off that everything except for the Peter versus Dennis thing, because that would be a perfect intro for Premiere Pro, but I don't need the other stuff. And I don't need that. That's going to be a different game every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you're. Once you do that, you're right. Load it up to YouTube, then you can export it back out of YouTube, and you have the full item as just one unit. Yep. That's if your MP4 converter works. I tried, 3 or 4 converters. They all converted beautifully to MP4, but I couldn't get them into Adobe. Adobe just doesn't play nice.
Okay, so let me share my screen now.
Mm-hmm.
So
how do I unshare mine? Let's see. I'm gonna go back over here.
So I think I just do it. Mine will override yours.
Heard.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I gotta. Okay, perfect. So mine's there, and so I have used my program here. Where's that at? So I use this, put in the URL for your intro, and it saved it here. And then I brought that into import.
Took it.
Yeah, took it just fine. So now. So I want to crop it. So I would put it here to create the sequence. But now when I play it, let's see if this is playing it.
So yeah, you don't want to edit in there. Double click on what you brought in. left click. It
Okay.
should appear straight above. There it is. That's where you do your ins and your outs.
Okay, so
go.
So I want it to start from the beginning.
Yep. Mark your in then. Right click on the beginning.
Mark in.
And now use your right and left arrow to
Mark out.
You can mark out wherever you want, and you could use your arrow if you want to be precise. But good, you can mark out. Yep. Oh, I don't think it took the mark. Did it take the mark?
I didn't do the mark. I just want to see how far I could get away with it.
Heard that.
Got it. So right there. Mark out. Okay. Now what?
Now you're going to drag it over to so delete what's in your sequence now. It still remembers the old one. It doesn't update it for you automatically. So how you delete that is just click on it. Just left click on it.
On this one?
Yeah, on the graphics itself, with the line, the blue line, the big long blue line, the big.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
This?
Now hit delete. You could just hit your delete button too.
Got it. I don't see delete. Just. Oh. Got it. Okay.
Now drag in what you cut.
This one or this is?
I forget which one you did. Whichever one you did. Let's see. We'll find out. Oh, that one says 0. So go to the one on the far left. See, it says 0. Yeah, that one must be it. Okay. Now that should be right. Hit your play.
Perfect. So now how do I save that?
File, save.
That's it? That's saving the project though, isn't it?
Oh, I mean as a YouTube video? Yeah, then you'd export. You would export. So file, export.
File, export. I'm just going to export it as media right now.
Yeah, media is always what you want. Then make that wide screen up there, I think.
This one?
Yeah. It's funny, yours defaulted to that. It makes me wonder if mine are off a little bit, but
no, I changed it. It was on something else. It was on
yeah,
D.
I know.
It was on this one.
Right. But the one at the top too. But anyway, that I know that setting's working for me. So.
And I want a MP4, right?
AVI works fine for me.
Okay, perfect. AVI. Okay.
I'm going to double check that later though. If I find a better setting, I'll let you know. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else that I'm aware of other than name your file if you want.
Where's that?
Display name. Output name. Excuse me. Output name.
Output name.
It's in blue. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
You also pick your path. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Awesome.
Then you'd export. You have the file, and you could upload or do whatever you want to do. But now you got it as.
Well, good. Well, thank you for showing me that. Walk me through that. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. Happy to.
Yeah. And congrats on your getting to 500. And now it's upwards and onwards with your.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know how you're doing it. You have poor run or poor pass.
Poor pass.
Ugh,
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, but it's people are afraid to pass on me though. So I don't know. It's dinking and dunking that it's going to beat me in running.
Right.
Because I am going to tend to guess pass even though I know it, just so I can try to get my blitzes and people can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
What's your record?
It's 5-1. So,
5-1. Nice work.
Yeah, I lost to Joe. He just had one of those games where he could do no wrong and I could do no right. But I think I have a decent shot at winning against him if we would play again. So right now, Ann Arbor seems to be the juggernaut of the league. So
Yeah.
we'll have to do a mid-season review once we get enough teams up to 6 or 7 games.
Yes, would love to do that. Let me know.
All right, sounds great. Thanks for making me a little bit more technically savvy. We'll see if that helps.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Talk to you
Have a
soon.
good one. Okay.